afternoon, everybody. Woo! Welcome to Terra Talks. I hope you are awake and ready. I want you to buckle up, okay? And yes, I am Hope Clark from Orlando, Florida, and I would totally rather swim in our crystal clear, gorgeous springs than go to Disney World any day. Any day, okay? That water you saw Simone swimming in the preview video for next year's convention, I know that place. That's where I take my kids. It's gorgeous. You've got to go. You're going to love it. And from now on, I'm going to call my hometown Orlando Terra. Okay? So come to my home next year. I am so excited. I want to bring the whole city. So I primarily work with healthcare providers. I train them and their teams on the clinical use of essential oils. How about that, my friends? And guess what? I was just preceded by an incredible, knowledgeable doctor. And the person who's about to present after me, she's an incredible, phenomenal, knowledgeable doctor. Do I have a doctorate? No, I am from Orlando. I do not have a doctorate in any of those scientific fields. What I do have a doctorate in is my life, my personal experience with these products. And so what I'm going to share with you here today is just a few of my life stories. And this, honestly, is how I share my business. So I'm going to share with you today about wellness that works with VMG Plus. And I'm telling you, it really, really works. But before we dive in, let's pull it back for just a minute, okay? I want to ask you a personal question, and I really want you to think about this. What if the way that you care for yourself is inadvertently shaping how you treat everyone else around you? Huh? I mean, really, what if your capability to show up, to lead, to listen, to notice things, to be present, to love, to lead, all the things, what if that is being shaped inadvertently by what you did this morning? I mean, have you ever heard the statement, if you don't handle what hurt you, you will bleed on people who never cut you? It's true. It's used in situations when emotional trauma bleeds out onto the people around the person because they haven't handled what hurt them. And the same is true in our own lives. If we don't take responsibility for ourselves and how we show up every single day, what happens throughout the course of the rest of the day will be on us. Now, this is the reality. Well-being is not a luxury. And this has been an idea that we've had in some of our spaces, is that, oh, well, wellness is a luxury. I'll do it when I can afford it. It is not a luxury. It's a responsibility. It's the foundation for showing up fully in our life. If you tell me you want to have a fun day and have a great life, but you aren't taking care of yourself, there's a disconnect there. This is how we change our communities, by taking personal responsibility. Now I'm going to share something really vulnerable with you. This is me. My 4-year-old snapped this photo on our couch some years ago, right around the time of the story I'm about to share with you. Okay? I was a young mother of 3, falling short on needed nutrients, exhausted, carrying very dense emotions. I was failing to take care of myself because, of course, everyone else comes first, right? So here's the scene. I am in the kitchen. I am cooking dinner. The fire is on. The babies, diapers, toddlers, they're all in the kitchen. They're banging on pots and pans. They're yelling. They're singing. They're collaborating. They're being creative. They're having fun. They want mommy to collaborate with them. Mommy, mommy, come play. And I'm standing at the counter, cooking with a hot fire, and my whole body is tense. I'm carrying dense emotions in my physical body. My mind is on bills, overburdened, worried, nervous, scared, tense. Things start to fire up in my body, and before I know it, something erupts out of me. I bang my fist on the counter and I scream, "Get out of the kitchen!" My children were shocked, ran from the room. I was stunned myself. I'd never done that before. Flipped off the fire, grabbed the oils that were on the counter that I had just brought home from doTERRA, ran to my closet, and I crumpled on the floor, sobbing. It literally took me several minutes to regain rational thought. And I sat there for a minute wondering, what just happened? I'm shaking. What just happened in my body? I have to learn this. I need to know what just happened, because I will never, and I decided that moment, I will never do that again. I will not be a detriment to my daughters. Right then was the decision point for me. I started learning about the gut-brain axis. I started reading books written by doctors. I started learning about my own body. I started learning about how emotions are created and how they ripple through our body like waves, how every cell in your body feels the angry thought you're thinking. I started to learn all about it, and I immediately started taking Lifelong Vitality Pack. Who's a fan of Lifelong Vitality Pack here? Right? Man, that changed my life. When I started getting nutrition in my body and I started using the oils deliberately to shift my emotions, things began to shift. And I learned a few things in this process as I began to bring myself out of that space and began to show up productively and never again be a problem, an issue for the others around me. Never bleed out onto them my stress. Here's what I learned about the brain-gut connection in layman's terms, okay? My physical health was affecting my emotional health, period. That is how it works. I learned that 80% of our serotonin is developed in the gut, and low serotonin in the brain removes our ability to regulate our own emotions. Then the amygdala starts up and it starts shooting out stress response, cortisol, adrenaline. And now we're on edge, we're irritable, we're frustrated. For no real reason, we're just protective now. And then the prefrontal cortex, right up here, the front part, which is your creative spot, the area where you want to collaborate and connect and communicate, it shuts off. All you're left with now is someone who's in a very disconnected state, ready to fight, not interested in collaborating. And guess what? When you don't have nutrition in your body, here's the kicker, it makes it worse. When you don't have B12, when you don't have magnesium, all those neurotransmitters that are set and wired to help restabilize you, rebalance you, can't communicate to each other. And so you're stuck there in that state. Oof. This is what I love about VMG Plus, because it is not a Band-Aid, it is a 2-minute foundational morning routine that actually supports how you show up, how you think, how you feel, and are productive for that day. It's not just about what the nutrients do for us, it's about how the nutrients make us feel and thus how we can be productive for this day. Now, the kicker that I love about this product, I know we've learned all about the ingredients and how it's liposomal and it goes right into the cell and all of this amazing technical stuff that's awesome, 90 whole food ingredients, and it's just fabulous. My favorite thing about it are these 5 essential oils. Who loves these oils? Are you a fan? Aren't you a fan of these oils? Now, of course, they were primarily chosen because of their chemistry. They optimize nutrient absorption. They deliver maximum results. Yes, this is good. I like this. I really love this. But here's what I really love about ginger, lavender, lemongrass, peppermint, and wild orange. When I use ginger, it soothes my stomach, but emotionally, it helps me feel like I can take responsibility for myself. When I use lavender, when I inhale it, think about how you feel when you inhale lavender. It calms my mind. It helps me feel safe to speak my truth. When I use lemongrass, oh my gosh, this one totally refreshes me. It's almost like the past is gone, I am here now, present, ready, let's move forward. When I use peppermint, woo, let's go, like, hello, let's get stuff done. Peppermint's it. And when I use wild orange, it suddenly activates that frontal lobe. It energizes me. I want to be creative. I want to collaborate. I've got new ideas. These are the things that I love about how doTERRA included this in this product. So brilliant. And guess what? There's no other product on the market that has these in it. That makes this a very unique product. Okay, I've got another story for you, okay? Does anybody in the room have a slightly dramatic 17-year-old daughter? Anyone? 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 Let's talk after. We can form a club, okay? All right, so here's the scene. I'm walking into the kitchen, and she's standing there, and the box of VMG is sitting on the counter, okay? And she's standing there with her finger pointed at it, and she has her Gen Z stare on. Now, for those of you in the audience, who knows what a Gen Z stare is? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. For those of you who don't know what a Gen Z stare is, Generation Z came in thinking like, whoa, these people talk way too much. There's way too much drama here. I'm done with all the social stuff. No. Okay, so she's sitting there, but she's saying something to me silently. Now, of course, I'm Generation X. We use our words. So I stand there and I go, yes, Selah, you have something to say to me? And she points at the VMG box and she goes, Mom, you don't understand. When I see that we're running out of VMG, a little part of me dies inside. See, I need it. It gives me energy and it makes me feel good. So, now I knew there were only 3 sachets left, but I also knew I had reordered, so hello, it was gonna come. But I love her commitment to her wellness, and she's absolutely right. She comes up every morning to have her VMG. Just like Robin Sharma said, the way you start your day determines how well you live your day. I know the truth of this in my life. When I take care of myself in the morning, I show up with more kindness, with more consistency, with more awareness of who needs my help in that day. Now, here's a few things that I love to keep in mind when I'm sharing about VMG. I love these new packets. I love how simple they make it for us to share. When I'm talking about VMG, I often say vitamins, minerals, and greens. Here are your vitamins, minerals, and greens. Because let's face it, we know what that means, but the world doesn't know yet. So vitamins, minerals, and greens, plus it's 90 whole food ingredients and 5 essential oils. Here's a few other keywords you could use. V can also be for vegan, which means it's safe for all food types. The M could also stand for micro and macronutrients. You have both in one product. The G can also stand for GI tract. Your enzymes, your probiotics, it's safe for your gut. And of course, the plus is your 5 essential oils. Now, what I want you to do for sure when you share this is share with confidence. Share abundantly. Share because this is both emotional and physical well-being in one product with this one simple routine. When you walk into a room, I want you to share as though you have a doctorate in your life and you know what this product has done for you. Tell people you have got to try this. Give them one of these sample packs and invite them to try it and to use it. I want to encourage you to really stay committed to this. Wellness that works in our communities, it has to start, first of all, it has to start with you, and first of all, starting in the morning. Commit to your own well-being, your own emotional well-being. And also, commit to sharing this wellness with the world. Creating a healthier world really does start with us. You see, everybody's just humaning out here, friends. We're all humans. It doesn't matter what we're doing in life or what our degree is. Everybody is going through something. So the next time that you see someone melting down over something or bleeding out onto their loved ones around them, remember the way that you are treating yourself in the morning, caring for yourself, is inadvertently affecting how you're behaving the rest of the day. This right here might just be the answer to their prayer. Are you going to show up and share it with them? I dare you to. I dare you to. Because guess what? The community that we need, the one where everybody walks out present, aware, ready to connect, ready to collaborate, ready to make the world that we want to live in, that world has got to start with you and with me. And it starts today. So let's go. Thank you all.